Yeah. I just can't cope with life.
No. Well, you must be proud to be the owner of this. I mean, this is
Well,
just fantastic.
well, I don't like filming in when I'm around.
No, of course not. No.
Because you can't talk and people wander off the street.
Yes.
And
No.
because you can't talk and people wander off the street.
Yes.
And I go all that barracking from people.
Who was that then? I can't understand that.
Yeah.
What did they expect?
Yeah. Everything. There were loads of stuff stacked on the floors. I've took skips loads of stuff away and there's still probably more in.
What didn't you just use it as a store or a dump?
All these were under floors.
Under the
Yeah, we brought them out amongst with some other stuff. We've had to keep them here because listed buildings want to know what we're going to do with them, what we're going to do, how we're going to use them.
Is this on the borough council? Listed building people? Or is it
Well,
English Heritage?
No, it's not English Heritage,
No,
but it's the borough council.
borough council listed. Yeah. Do you mind if I take a few photos?
You can do anything you want. That's the whole point I wanted you here.
Oh, right.
Because what I want to try and do at some time is to try and develop a booklet for this church.
Yes. Right.
Something with background history,
Yes.
long-term history, future planning and everything.
Good. Yeah.
And I'd like to find
Yeah.
interested, like-minded people who can actually bring this project forward as a management committee.
Right.
While I'm in Yorkshire, I know things are ticking off.
Yes. Yes.
Provisionally, I'm interested in. Now it's secured. It's also secured in the will as well, sir.
Yeah. You were explaining about that.
That's
very.
I've actually wrote it in the will. This is now set up as a charitable first to me,
Right.
and meant that anything sort of to do with this, and it's forthcoming. Although there might have been anything left in the estate was to other people, this church is left on the island to the trustees.
Good. Oh, that's very.
That's what
Very
I've
generous.
actually done
Yes.
with that.
Good. So have you got named trustees at the moment?
Well, I've got John Arundel, you may have heard of him. I've got Reverend Roger Butcher, the curate of Wagridges.
Right. Oh yes.
He's on board.
Yes.
I myself I've moved from in theory owner to secretary and trustee. You know, I'm sort of stepping back, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
And my friend in Yorkshire who got a lot of abuse, well, put a bit of funding in to buy this with me. My father was a late preacher for 50 years.
Yes.
She's 78 with multiple sclerosis.
Oh dear. Right. Yeah.
And she's in as a trustee with her little title as treasurer, because then me and her signed a chequebook to pay her account.
Yes.
And if any one of us passes, somebody on.
Right.
But
I can't understand any hostility. Why? Who? Well, you know, for what reason would they be
Because-
hostile to them?
as I was saying, there were a vacancy, so I put us back up Yorkshire because I thought my priorities are me,
Yes.
Margaret, and this building.
That's right.
Not getting flack. And
No.
because I spent a lot of time in this area, I mean my 14 years at Bird Observatory, but while this was going through and spending my time on island,
Yeah.
you know, I like staying at Bird Observatory, staying at Youth Hostel, staying at YMCA, staying
Yes.
at Portland Lodge.
That's it.
Irrespective whether I was a permanent resident, I was a resident.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I go back to Yorkshire
That's it.
and come back. I mean, in fact, now all my medical's in Royal Manor.
Right.
That's what I say. I spoke to you. I heard your name called once as I went into.
That's strange.
Yeah. Sure, that's the first on the booklets we bought.
Oh right. Yeah.
Anyway, the situation came that I came for this rare butterfly, the monarch, near the health centre in 2012.
Yes.
And I saw it and I thought immediately, because it was around September, oh, my mum, you know, I think when they've moved on, they come back in a different life, and I've always liked butterflies and ministries and things like that.
Yeah.
So I immediately thought my monarch and my mum, you know,
Yes.
because when I used to write little articles on nature in East Riding, I used to sign them Monarch.
Did you?
Because it was with wish list butterflies.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, and I've been to Sillies, missed it twice, and one dropped on Portland, and I thought, well, I know where that is, it's whether it sticks.
God.
So I actually got myself and sold it, as I say, and it stayed. I got here on the Saturday, and had gone to its roost, and I thought, well, it's a fine day tomorrow. If it's meant to be, it'll appear. Anyway, what happened? It appeared. As I say, straight away I saw this. Saw my mum. Thought, you know, thought to my mum.
Oh.
And then Painted Lady dropped. I thought to my sister, because my mum and my sister died on the same day, 30 years apart.
Good heavens.
You know what I mean? And then there were Red Admiral. I thought, oh, well, we're all together. You know,
Yes.
they've come to say hello. 'Cause usually, in my bird watching eras, around that particular week, something good has fallen in an area near me what's accessible for me to see. You know what I mean? Anyway, there were also at that time the rare American wader short-billed dowitcher at Lodmore, which I'd been to Lodmore many times, but I'd seen that species. It was only the third for Britain in Dorset, but it was first for Dorset. But I saw my short-billed dowitcher. I went to Ireland, to Wexford. You know, I travelled, you know,
Cool,
and I went to see it there.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody said, it's in Ireland, you can't count it. And when it dropped in Dorset, I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? So it couldn't have dropped on a better place for me
Right.
while I was around.
Yeah.
So, you know, like that was meant to be. Anyway,
so it's
what I actually did then, I just wandered across the road. I thought I'll have a birthday drink. And then I looked into estate agent at Owen Gregson. It says unique opportunity to pitch to church.
Yes.
I thought, well, ironic, you know what I mean? And I thought, well, I've no living relatives. It's Margaret's only my neighbour,
Oh, I see. Right.
right?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I've had a load of grief in the past. I mean, I got married and my parents were ringing her up 4 times a day on honeymoon, so that my case, I thought, I can't get over this.
Oh,
mate,
dear,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So my marriage was never consummated, because when I was the old school, you went walking out and then you got married, you know.
Yeah.
I called bingo night on bingo out on Boxing Day. That's what my
you? Yeah,
I should have gone and watched racing at Kempton instead. So that was a total failure.
Yes.
And I did a property and I thought, well, after trying to get what I've got, and I finished up, I sold my property, and I even missed the property boom. I sold it before miners' strike. You know.
Yes.
I sold a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in a prime position in Castleford in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
For 17 grand, and it's well over stupid money now.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Dear. Yeah.
I mean, initially, I was I'd always had this sort of vision where my mates were pissing it up going out with women, like I was just saving. And this house, which I said, I actually bought it before I was 21
Right.
and paid 6 grand for it to do it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
And we're working in Coalfield. They said to get central heating put in.
Right.
So
You worked in the coal field?
I worked I was an electrician,
Yes. Yeah.
but like I said earlier, they thought I was colourblind at school after this injury.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm not. They brought this Cincinnati test and I checked them out, this careers officers.
Yeah.
Well, it says on here, you're colourblind. I says, well, they can't have either explained it right or did the job right.
Yeah.
He says, you've got every single one right.
Right.
I says, well, I told you I'm colourblind, but it just goes to show things follow you around.
Oh,
even
yes,
if you do.
yes.
And I was a bit precautious. Now, I want to be, it was highest paid job because my father got injured in a mine and I had to leave school to become a breadwinner. You
I see, right.
My first wage was £7 a week. They don't know these days.
I know.
You know what I mean? They're
I
not
know.
in real world, as I call it.
Very true.
And I'm not on computers, so that's virtual world for them. I'm not interested in
No,
that.
that's right. Yeah.
But you can read this. I can read this at home. This is a meeting we had on the 11th of November. Have you heard of Mike Clitheroe? He's that listed buildings man from Dorset. Senior listed buildings.
No, there have been so many changes in the last 2 or 3 years that I'm out of touch with it.
Have you heard of Mike Kelly?
Yes, Mike Kelly.
He came to this meeting.
Yeah, Mike is a good friend of mine.
Yeah. And Daniel Cantrell, he's the architect at
Yeah,
Dorchester.
Yes, I've heard of the
Yeah.
name, but yeah. So this was a meeting held to discuss the future of the church, was it?
Some of it. but also that them complaining that something I'd done. Right, then I'll read it to you. See?
Yeah, right.
I can just about, that's why they do it up at this. And it does go out there, the 12th of November. I don't know why it's dated 12th of November when the meeting goes on. Meeting were held on 12th, showing a proposal for steps and ramp with handrails to the main entrance of the door. That one.
Yeah.
It was agreed that this was the most appropriate entrance to make accessible. It was agreed that the positioning of the steps in the front respects the original arrangement, does not detract from the ceremony of entrance. I don't know whether it's amongst this. The sketch shows a landing outside the steps. Basically, we want to put a disabled access going up, coming out this way.
Yes.
That way.
Yes.
And it was sort of on rails.
Right.
But of course, Clitheroe wanted it other way around. Wanted it opposite way, so it actually, where people walk past that porch,
Yes.
he wanted it for going that way.
So it'd be in the way of the people walking past.
Well, to me, it's narrow there anyway.
Yeah,
He says, oh, you
yeah.
could go on grass.
Oh, it comes.
They're talking nonsense.
Yes.
I myself noted that for weddings or funerals, etc., the gates could be opened to allow a wedding car or hearse parking. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, MC, Matt, this is this Clitheroe, noted that the grab rails by the main have been removed, but the roll plugs remain. These should be removed and both pointed up with putty in lime mortar.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to,
Only small handles.
for me to get in, or anybody
Yes.
else coming to look at the project.
Yes.
I mean, I've fallen down them steps before, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
And I'm visually impaired, and I mean, they knew that. I mean, my friend, she's actually on a Zimmer frame getting up them steps when
Yes.
she came through.
So what have done here?
And that's the type of people I'm dealing with. They're
Well-
moaning about that they've still got the roll plugs in.
As if.
And the other person,
I find it incredible.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. But what? I mean, did all the others agree with him, or did anybody else challenge it?
everybody thought it was stupid. Like, you know, we didn't want to have a big argument there.
No,
It's
no.
all wrote down, but in here, it's written down.
That's fine.
So it shows that
Yes.
how stupid it is, because
Yes.
everybody can refer to
Right. Who made these minutes?
the architect.
Oh yeah.
He did all. Writing it, him and Mike Kelly was here at the time.
Right.
So Mike Kelly were writing stuff down and whatever.
Yes.
But they say, Mike Kelly. That's Mike Kelly. Yeah, because it's pathetic. Now this particular floor, you can see it's unreal stone. That's been raised up.
Yes.
I want
Yes.
to take this back so we actually see the proper building, what it used to stand like.
Yes.
So it's been,
What's happened to the? That's the famous tessellated pavement there.
that's the
And that,
Constance Kent support.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'd forgotten it was that far back.
And it's, as I thought, it starts at the thing, but I was wondering whether there'd been anything here. I don't know of anybody who's been in the past, because he's raised this floor up, so he may have raised up, like at the door at that end, the raise.
Well, I've got photos that I took. When was it? Must have been all of 12 years ago, I think. Do you think the floor's been altered since then?
Well, definitely.
Why would he have altered that then? Why would he have raised that?
I think. You can see that these
Yes.
is,
Yeah.
so obviously that's the step. And to me, I would assume that it pulled back.
Yes.
So it actually shows this sat on its own.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
But I've got to get permission to lift it up to do it. And I'm trying to put this back so more people have a feel for what it is.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, I'll look up those photos, and if they
There was never any plans, so